am I the a-hole for cutting off an entire friend group after they tried to get me to pay for their holiday? Do tell. I, 20 female, and 9 other friends had planned on going on holiday together, and we booked an Airbnb. Each of us paying an equal part and sending it to my close friend, 22 male, who was in charge of arranging the holiday. Y'all know exactly how I feel about booking like a group Airbnb. Always goes down, like literally every time. I'm not a citizen of the country I live in, and I had some problems with my immigration status right before our holiday, which interfered with my ability to leave the country. Okay, sounds like you didn't really have a choice but to not go. I made my friend aware of this and apologized, but assured him that I would still pay for the stuff we had already booked. Nice of you. I also said I knew some of our friends couldn't come on the holiday since they couldn't afford it, so they were welcome to come in my place and they didn't have to pay me back. They'd just pay for a name change on my plane ticket. Sounds like you're being pretty gracious about all of this. I thought you were gonna say that you like backed out and then like wanted to be paid back. Honestly, even that is fair. A few days later, he messaged me to say that the Airbnb we booked had canceled on us and our money was being refunded. Okay.
So it all worked out.
I asked him if it would be all right if he could send me my chunk of the money back and the group could rebook another Airbnb that would accommodate a smaller group. He said yes. Okay, this sounds good. He texted me again a while later saying there were only expensive Airbnbs left and they needed my chunk of the money to help everyone afford the more expensive place. Oh, hell no, honey. No.
Sorry, we need the money, so we can't give it back.
I highly doubt it. I really, really doubt that. He also said I had bailed on everyone and left everyone in a tight spot, so I was expected to do this, and I was already okay with my money burning, so me paying would be the lesser evil compared to everyone else paying more.
No.
You didn't want to leave your friends in a bind because Airbnbs are oftentimes non-refundable. Then they canceled and you got the money back. Therefore, the issue is resolved. They cannot just take your money and use it to pay for an expensive Airbnb that you didn't even book. I was very confused with the very sudden switch in tone. They have a group chat without you, babes. I told him me bailing wasn't a problem for everyone until he decided it was. That what he was trying to do felt opportunistic. Clock it. Because he wouldn't have asked me to resend him my money to pay for them, had the money been refunded to my account and not his. I told him I was in fact okay with my money burning in the context of someone else going in my place. I've been on the receiving end of not having to pay someone back for a holiday before, and I would like to return the favor when I can, and just keeping my promise with the stuff we had already booked previously. But he had taken the offer I made in a very specific context and manipulated that to serve his own whims. I said this disturbed me, and I was mostly looking for an apology. I later looked up housing around the area for myself and found many options that fit all of our criteria. Remember when I said that that's bullshit, that they could only find the expensive ones? Yeah.
Watch your profanity.
They were perfectly capable of booking a more reasonable price that they could afford. I felt that he was trying to construct a narrative around scarcity to make me feel bad and use me to help the group to afford a more luxurious place. The Airbnb he was now trying to get was way over our initial budget, so everyone's going to end up paying more anyway. I said I wasn't the reason for them being out of a house, that was Airbnb's fault and they were making it mine. I felt disrespected because he never even asked me if I could help them pay as a favor to a friend or just a genuine ask for help, because of course I would have. But he resorted to treating me like a kid he was lecturing. I said the money wasn't the problem, but the entitlement was. People in our group said I was being super unreasonable, because they want the luxurious place. And that I was making everyone pay a larger chunk for the holiday house, and the only decent thing would be to give them my refund for the inconvenience I caused by bailing. Shut the f*** up. Literally shut your mouth. 22 male later called me on the phone and ended up devolving into what essentially felt like a humiliation ritual. He apparently invited people over prior to calling me. And the entire time, as I was talking about how I felt wrong, some friends in the background were giggling, making weird comments, and doing little reactions after my every sentence. Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't want to pay for these people. I'd say I'd feel taken advantage of, and they'd laugh audibly in the background and go,
I can't believe she actually said that. The audacity.
The audacity of you! We shouldn't have to pay for her absence. You don't, because you're booking a new Airbnb. You're not paying for her absence.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
which really pushed me on edge, and I ended up telling everyone involved to get their shit together and stopped acting like children, and hung up on their face. Honestly, the phone call came as a shock because I've been friends with them for 6+ years and I hadn't realized they were capable of what essentially felt like straight up bullying. He later texted me and said he found some other option and offered to pay me back to make amends, but I told him I was done and to keep the money, and I blocked him. Am I the a-hole? I mean, I really wish that you kept the money.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
OP edited to add, for the people confused about why I just let them have the money, for me it wasn't about the money in the first place, it's how I felt I was disrespected. Yeah, but it's still like, they got what they wanted. That whole thing was just a tactic to try and get money out of you, and they won. I don't love it. I would have gotten the money back and then blocked them because I'm a petty I also told them this numerous times. Money comes and goes. I'd rather them have the money if they needed it that badly than leave any space for them to paint me as frugal. The money being given back to me was being framed as him making amends to me and making things right, but nothing about this was right, so I didn't want to make him feel validated in having made his amends. There were also people along the lines of some people won't be able to afford the holiday without it. Well, then you find a different way to holiday, babes. And also that's bullshit because you did find a place that was cheaper. And I'm sorry, but holidays and vacations are a luxury in life. You cannot walk into Hermes and demand a Birkin for $20. Like, you just can't. If you can't afford a vacation, you cannot force your friends to subsidize your vacation because you can't afford it. This is literally why. Because if you're in a situation where you're paying for the Airbnb and everyone has to pay you back, people won't pay you back until like literally the last second. Or if you're in a situation where, you know, you have to pay for an Airbnb and someone backs out, then you have to pay the like additional cost of that. Like literally every time. This is one of the few examples where you actually offered to let them have the money back when they still had that Airbnb. I feel sorry for you. You sound like a really stand-up person that didn't want your friends to like be out of a bunch of money. They're using you and they bullied you. Not everyone involved were a-holes, just spineless. And as much as I don't want them to be my friends, I also don't want to even slightly be responsible for ruining their holiday, whether it's warranted or not. Most of my family and really close friends have said I should have taken my money. It's definitely my ego or pride speaking, but I'd rather have my peace and mind than anything else. Yeah, I mean, I guess I do get where you're coming from. I just genuinely feel like they have no consequences for how they behaved, and that's disappointing. This was a quick out. I had no energy left to try and further arrange or chase my refund. I just wanted to cut ties immediately. My job isn't to teach them a lesson. I'm sure someone along the way will do that for them. Also, seeing there be such a consistent consensus on who is in the wrong has healed me a bit. I've been around the wrong people for too long and have lost grasp on reality because I did not expect this one bit.